Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're all having a great week. If you're new to my channel, my name is Dawn and I'm a 55-year-old woman here in the mature beauty community. And my channel focuses on living your best life over the age of 50. I do makeup reviews, I do hair coloring demos or share what I use, and I talk about menopause, I talk about my faith and family, and really just anything that all of you ladies want to talk about, we discuss here on my channel. So I hope you will hit that subscribe button and stick around. So today's video is going to be some drugstore products that are still widely available, but they're not new, and you shouldn't forget about them. So this is just like a drugstore refresher, I suppose. I'm gonna be talking about some of my favorite drugstore products that I still use all the time and my daughters still use all the time, and they're worth revisiting if you haven't tried these products in a while, or if you've never tried them. They're definitely worth it. They're as good as high-end in my opinion, and some of them are dupes for high-end products. So if you're interested, I hope you'll stick around. Let's just jump in and get started. Okay, I'm going to start with the foundation that I'm wearing, and I have talked about this foundation on my channel before, and it's a foundation that I absolutely love, and I've been using it a lot lately because it's transfer proof. And I live in the Midwest and I'm wearing a parka every day, so my makeup can rub off on the collar of my parka, and that's gross. I end up washing my coat fairly often when that happens. So I've been going to a foundation that I know won't do that, and it's an awesome drugstore foundation. So before I show you the product, let me tell you a little bit about it. It's waterproof, it's humidity proof. It has some SPF in it, not a lot, it's like 18, but it's something. And it doesn't transfer on my sweaters when I pull them over my head, or on my collar of, like if I'm wearing a big turtleneck or something, or if I'm wearing my parka, it doesn't transfer at all. And I really love that particular feature of this foundation. It's a really great foundation during any season. It's like a medium coverage with a skin-like finish, and you need to apply it lightly because it's one of those foundations where I think it's like the pigments in it that give it the coverage. You don't need a lot of product to get good coverage, so you might go in with a lot of product and then it looks cakey. So you need like the littlest amount of product to get a good coverage. And so it does have a bit of a learning curve just in terms of how much product to use, but my advice would be to start with the lightest coat of foundation, or even just spot it on wherever you think you need it and then blend it into your skin, and then build from there if you need more, but you probably won't need very much at all. I have mine in 2 shades because I have one that's really light for in the winter months when I'm not self-tanning at all, and then I have one that I like to use every other time of the year when I'm self-tanning my neck and my arms. But lately I've just been mixing the 2 together since I have them both. And so I am mixing together number 805 and number 820. And so this is the foundation. It's from CoverGirl, and it's the CoverGirl Outlast Extreme Wear Long Wearing Foundation with an SPF of 18, and it's transfer resistant, and you know, it's just a really great product. This is what it looks like. It comes in a glass bottle, and it does have a pump, and I have no complaints about the packaging. It's fine. It's not like a foundation that I think is beautiful and needs to sit out on my vanity, but you know, I don't really like to leave my products sitting out on my vanity anyways, since I rotate what I'm using fairly often. But if you haven't tried this one, you might want to give it a try. It kind of reminds me of Estee Lauder Double Wear. Like, it's got that same kind of finish where it's not quite matte. It's like a little more skin-like, but it's not super radiant, but it's not dull either. I think it has such a pretty finish. Like I said, I'm wearing it today, and it's one of my favorite foundations, high-end and drugstore. I do tend to like more high-end foundations because I think the base is really important, and I can always get a really good shade in high-end. But with these 2 together, I bet if I had 810, because I have 805 and 820, I bet 810 would be perfect. And then the concealer is really great too. And it's transfer proof, waterproof, stays put. It doesn't crease in my under eye. It doesn't accentuate fine lines and wrinkles. It does everything right, in my opinion. And if you haven't given these products a try, I would really recommend them. Okay, the next product has been talked about and raved about on YouTube for as long as I can remember. As soon as I started watching beauty videos on YouTube about 9 years ago, people were talking about this. I think that's when I first started hearing about these, when I first started watching YouTube. So they've been around a while, and they have repackaged them. But these are the Wet n Wild makeup sticks. And what they are makeup sticks that you would use for highlighting, contouring, and blush. And they're really long wearing, and they're really creamy and easy to blend. And so the favorite two that I have are the highlighter, and this is what it looks like. It's like a really pretty highlighter. It's just like a really nice kind of pearlescent highlighter. It's really nice just for highlighting your cheekbones and also the arch of your brow, a little on the inner corner of your eye. It's a really great product. It doesn't irritate my eye if I get it close to my eye. And then the contour stick looks like this, and this one is called the Oaks on You. There is one that's darker, and I don't know what that one is called. Obviously, I use the lightest one. So there's the contour and the highlighter, and then there's different blushes, and some are matte and some are iridescent. So this one is called Floral Majority, and this is what it looks like. It's more of a matte, and then I'll just show you one of the iridescent ones. This is my favorite iridescent one, and this is called Peach Bums, Peach Bums. Peach Bums, I think it's called. I'll link it. And it looks like that. It's kind of like a highlight and a blush in one. It reminds me of a cream version of the Milani Luminoso Baked Blush. And then this one is called Soul and Glow, and that's what that looks like. It's a little more orangey and peachy for when I want a look that's a little less pink. And they blend out really, really nicely on your cheeks. See, they don't just blend away. That's the Oaks on You Contour Bronzer Stick. I don't use it as a contour. I use it as a bronzer. And then obviously the highlighter. So they blend out beautifully. They don't blend away, and the color stays true when they're blended. They're very, very nice. And I think they're like $3 or $4. They might be more now since everything is more now, but Wet n Wild is very inexpensive. It's very affordable. So definitely check these out if you haven't. And they are dupes for the makeup sticks from Clinique, which I have right here. I have the Hefty highlighter, and it looks like this. So I wiped off my hand. This is the Hefty highlighter from Clinique. As you can see, it's that pearlescent highlighter. And then I have the bronzer stick, and this is called a Curvy Contour from Clinique, and it looks like that. It's a different shade than the Oaks on You that I use from Wet n Wild. I think this one's a little bit darker, but it does blend out very, very nicely and works very well on my skin. And then I also have a blush stick called Amped Up Apple from Clinique as well. And these are really great. And I love this type of product because they're really great for travel. And like I said, these are dupes. So like you can see Amped Up Apple and this one are very similar. And you saw the contour in the bronzer sticks. So definitely save yourself some money. These are absolutely wonderful from Clinique, but on a budget, which many of us are on, get the Wet n Wild. You'll really love them. And if you really, really love them and want to try something a little more luxurious, try these. And I think the only difference is the packaging is nicer. They have these nice metal tops, and I don't know, they just feel nicer. And both of them crank up. You don't need to sharpen them. So that's how you get more product out. Both of them have like a twisty down here to make the product raise up. So yeah, definitely check one of those out. I love them both. I love the Clinique ones and I love the Wet n Wild ones. So why not save yourself some money? Okay, the next product is from the Sephora collection. You have to purchase it at Sephora, but it's a drugstore price. I think it's $12. And this is the Sephora Brow Mascara. And I have mine in the shade Auburn. And it's what I have on my brows right now. And like I said, it's only $12. And my favorite is from Kosas, the luxury brand, the luxury clean beauty brand, and Sephora collection is clean too, by the way. And this is an Auburn as well. And this is what it looks like. This is the Kosas and this is the Sephora collection. The color's slightly different, but both match my brows. This one looks a little more taupey or blonde on my brows, but still with some red or Auburn, and this one's definitely more Auburn, but this is the one I've got on today, and you can see it's not too dark for me. And the Kosas one is $32, I believe, and the Sephora collection one is $12, and they're both really, really good. I really like this one a little bit more, and I think it's the brush, and I like the fibers. It can really thicken up my brows a little bit more, but this, it's like, they're both really, really good. So again, save yourself some money and try the Sephora collection if you like a good brow mascara that has some fibers in it that makes your brows look fluffy and natural. Definitely check it out. Okay, the next product is something from Milani. I could go on and on about Milani because I think Milani makes great products. I love their eyeshadows a lot. Their mascaras are okay. I really like their eyeshadows and their blushes the very most. And I have two palettes here that I don't hear a lot of people mentioning at all. When they first came out, everybody was going crazy about these and saying that they are dupes for the Charlotte Tilbury face palettes. And these are the Milani all-inclusive face palettes. This one comes in a light and a dark version. Again, I have the light. It has a mirror in here, which is nice. And it is all inclusive. What it has is a highlighter, a bronzer, 3 eyeshadows that are absolutely beautiful. And so are the blushes. It has a matte blush and it has an iridescent blush. Look how pretty that is. The Milani quality is amazing. This is like the baked blushes. The highlighter feels a little more like their baked products. And then this is a perfect shade of bronzer for me. It's a little more cool toned, whereas the darker palette has, I think, more warmer tones in it. And then you've got the matte blush. It's so pretty and they complement each other really well. And then the 3 eyeshadows are amazing too. I actually like to use this in the crease sometimes and then go in with the eyeshadows. But you've got 2 mattes. You've got 2 mattes, this one, and then you've got a shimmer. And look how pretty that is. And obviously you can use these on your eyes as well. The highlight is really nice, just if you want to do like a natural lid, a little bit of a little iridescence. Put this in the crease, this on your mobile lid, a little black eyeliner, and you've got a beautiful eye look. Sometimes I like to use a little bit of these on my eyes as well. So these are great. This is probably what I'm going to bring with me when I go on my spring break, because I don't want to bring my Natasha Denona face palettes. I feel like I might drop them off the vanity or something. You know, when you're on vacation, you're not handling your products the way you do when you're at home. And this is really good. I probably could drop it and nothing would happen. So I'm going to bring this. And then the other one is this one. It's exactly the same. It has a mirror here, and this is so good for like an evening look or a smoky eye. Again, you have a highlighter. It's different than the one in the other palette. This one's not as yellow or gold toned, and I like that I have both palettes because sometimes I like to use this one with the other palette when I don't want something quite so yellow toned. And this is the bronzer, which again is different than the one in this palette. I'll put this bronzer on my pinky. So this one's definitely a little more like slightly orangey, and this one's definitely completely neutral and taupey. And they're just beautiful. Both palettes work great together. And then you have your 2 blush shades, and your blush shades are different than the one in the other palette. You have this color, matte, and it's like a dusty rose matte. And then you have this one that has a little bit of a shimmer to it, the raspberry color. And they're just really, really beautiful. I went heavy-handed. It doesn't take much. They're very, very pigmented. They're not dusty, super easy to use, super easy to blend out. So everything's really different than the other palette that I showed you. And then obviously the eyeshadows are very, very different too. And I like that this one includes like a creamy shade. So, you know, for like the inside of your eye, if you like to do those looks like I do, where everything's kind of bright on the inside and a little smoked out and darker on the out. That's why it's so perfect for a smoky eye. This one's really pretty for all over your mobile lid as well, or in the center. Super, super pretty. And then you have this really dark, like storm cloud shade. It's not black, but it's like definitely a deep gray. Really good for doing like a reverse cat eye, lining underneath and flicking for a wing, or even using a teensy bit on the outside of your mobile lid. You can get such a beautiful nighttime look. Really, really pretty. So I like to use this one mainly for daytime, when I'm just doing daytime things, going to the grocery store, stopping at my kids' schools, church. This one I like for, like, even on the weekends for daytime, like when I'm with my husband or something, or if we were going to be going out to dinner or going somewhere with friends or family. This one's a really good one. So both of these are coming with me on spring break this year. Okay, if you've been watching me since the beginning, this used to be my absolute favorite mascara. It still is one of my favorite mascaras. Now it's a tie between this and the Maybelline Sky High with the primer and the mascara together. But this is an amazing product from Honest Beauty. There are two mascaras. They just released a new one, and I tried it, and I don't like that one. It's this one in the white packaging. It doesn't have a name on it, so it's peach at the bottom and white like at the top, and it just says Honest Beauty on it. And this end is your primer, and I love the size of the brush. It's so good and easy to get in there and get all over your lashes. And then this is the mascara, and this is a really good kind of firm wand, and I think it's rubber bristles, but it lengthens, it volumizes, it doesn't smear, it doesn't flake, it doesn't do anything that I don't like. And I have purchased tube after tube after tube of this. I don't even know how many, way more than 10. I love this mascara, and it's what I'm wearing today. Okay, another product from Honest Beauty that you shouldn't overlook, or you should revisit if you've tried it before, and it is the cream blushes. They recently repackaged them. I have 3 of them here, and I have one in the old packaging. They recently repackaged, but they still have the same colors. They haven't changed the formula. And so this one is one of my favorites, and it's peony pink. And they have a little mirror. The compact is really durable and nice. And this is what it looks like. And it blends out so nicely. It's like a soft matte. It's really, really pretty. And, you know, it just blends in and gives you a really good rosy glow. And it's very long wearing. And I love that. And then the next one is in the new packaging. And this is Coral Peach. And this one is really, really nice too. It's just a little more peachy than the peony pink, the coral peach. And then I have one that's more of a neutral, and this is rose pink. You know, when I like something, I always end up getting it in like all the colors. And this is my newest edition, and I really love this one. It's so pretty, especially like in the winter months or this time of year when you're not quite wearing those brighter, pinker colors all the time. That's so pretty. I love them all. I couldn't pick a favorite. This is the one I'm really going crazy for right now, but this I should blend out more because it just looks horrible the way I applied so much. But on your cheeks, blend it out. Trust me, it's really pretty. It imparts the most beautiful, like peachy glow, and they're so pretty and they're so long wearing. And even though I've had some of these for a while, and I always worry about clean beauty products changing or turning over time, this hasn't. It smells wonderful. It doesn't smell like anything, and it smells fresh, and it's still really creamy and easy to get in there to apply it. So if you haven't tried these, I'd really recommend them. They're definitely I don't know, they're clean beauty, but they're like, I think a little more affordable than like your Ilia, Kosas, those brands at Sephora. So you can get it at Target or your drugstore. So really good products. Okay, the next product has been around for a long time, and I have so many of these, and I've gone through so many of these, and these are the Super Stay ink crayons from Maybelline, and they come in mattes, and they come in some shimmers. A couple of years ago, they released like a birthday party edition, and some of those are shimmers, and they're really pretty. I have one of the shimmers here, and these are so beautiful. I feel like I can't do them justice unless I apply them, so let me take off what I'm wearing. Okay, so I'm gonna apply a pink one since I have like mauve makeup on today. This one's like a mauve, and they go on so nicely. You don't need a lip liner with them because they're like a pen, so it's really easy around your lip line. And that's what that looks like. And it's like a matte. And when it dry, like it's not wet or anything, but it will settle down on my lips and stay all day long. They're really beautiful. They're really long wearing. I don't know what I like more, the mattes or the shimmers. I love them all. And I've had so many of these over the years. Whenever they release new shades, I always go out and get them. Whenever I use mattes, I always use a little gloss. And one of you asked me about this in my last video, so I'm including it here because it's been around for a while. And it's the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss. And this is in the shade Sparkling Rose, and I love this product so much. I've gone through so many of these. This Sparkling Rose shade is my favorite because I wear so many pinks. It makes my lips feel so cushiony and creamy, but it's not like sliding around or anything like that, and it doesn't remove the long wearing product I have beneath, so it won't change the longevity of the Maybelline ink crayon that I applied. Such a nice product. Both of these together are really, really nice. And in fact, I have purchased these from Chanel. I love these from Chanel. They're the name is so long. It's their long wearing lip stick, and it's got a gloss on the other end. And I've tried the L'Oreal ones, I've tried the CoverGirl ones, I've tried the Maybelline ones that are just like this, but the closest thing that I can find are this combination, like the matte ink crayons from Maybelline and the gloss from Milani wear the same way as these do. And these are $42, and this is probably like less than $15 for both of these products. Although you have two products instead of the convenience of just one, it's definitely worth it for the savings. And nobody knows whether I'm wearing Chanel or wearing Maybelline and e.l.f. So yeah, save yourself some money there. Okay, this is getting long, so I'm just going to include one last product, and it's a set of makeup brushes from Real Techniques. If you've been following me since the beginning, when I first started my channel, I didn't have a lot of really nice brushes. I had a few MAC brushes, but I mostly used Sonia Kashuk and Real Techniques and Eco Tools. Those were my makeup brushes, and I still think they do a great job. The Real Techniques, though, are my favorite because they're so easy to get. They always have a great variety of brushes. They always release new ones. And like, you can never go wrong with a Real Techniques brush. I have face brushes. I have eye brushes. And this little brow guy right here is such good quality. It like, you comb your brows and your lashes with it, and it's such good quality. It's not plasticky. I think these are actually really metal. And I like this little slide on. It stays put. These are so great to travel with too. And I'll be bringing these with on vacation, and I'll link the set I love below in the description box. So that's what I have for you. Makeup products that have stood the test of time, and you shouldn't forget about them. Do you have any products like that? I have more. I have plenty of products sitting out here, but this video is getting long, so I will share those in an upcoming video. If you'd like to see any of these other products in action, let me know down in the comments and tell me how your week's going. I love interacting with you. Oh, and before I go, I wanted to tell you, you guys really liked last time when I shared a helpful verse that has really been helping me. And this week, something that's really been helping me is a woman minister that came through my feed on YouTube, and I ended up watching one of her videos. I'll link that video below in the description box. And basically what she said in that video, for those of us who are Christians, Satan puts things in our mind that make us feel bad about ourselves, or even good things about ourselves to blow up our egos. And, you know, his voice is always kind of coming at us, and we have to have discernment to know when it's him. And I'm older, like some of you, so I've had experience knowing when I'm hearing a lie. Plus I have a lot of God's truth in my heart. And so basically this woman minister was saying that often when we hear Satan's voice, we ignore it. And I know I do that all the time. I'm like, that's not true. I'm just going to ignore that. But that's not what we should do. And she used scripture to back this up. And basically, when you hear Satan telling you lies, you need to counter them with the truth. And Jesus did that when he was being tested in the wilderness. Satan came to him and told him, like, good things, like I can give you the whole world, or I can give you food right now. I can do this. And Jesus basically rebuked him with scripture, and that is what we should do. And so sometimes you might not have the scripture like on your heart to know what to say, and that is a-okay. You could just say, I am a child of God covered by the blood of Christ. I rebuke you. Get lost. And you don't have to say it out loud. You could say it in your mind. That's where you're hearing that voice anyways. And but something that's really helpful, it's a book that I had, and she mentioned this on her channel, and I use this all the time. And it's an old book. You can get it on Amazon for like $4. It's God's Promises for Every Day. And basically what this is that it gives you any kind of scenario. So what to do when you feel discouraged, worried, lonely, depressed, dissatisfied, guilty, confused, on and on, what the Bible says about what, who Jesus is, who God is, who you are, what to do when. The Bible is your blank. Truth from the Bible about forgiving others, Christian fellowship, your responsibility, speaking God's word, on and on. And it has a table of contents. So you can go right to the verse to help you with whatever verse you need at the moment. And it's so nicely packaged up in this book, and this book is really easy to travel with. I got my first one, I want to say like in the early 2000s, and I got also like a soft cover like this one, and it got really, really beaten up. I should show it to you guys. I still have it, and I've written all over it, and the cover is torn, and it's just a mess. So I got myself a new one, and I'm using this, and it's a very helpful tool. So I wanted to leave you guys with that as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed spending some time with me. I always enjoy spending time with you. I love when you comment, because that's the way I get to know you. Otherwise, I don't know who's watching. So thank you for spending some time with me. Have a blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you next time.